Okie. Itamixkanatani. Good morning. It is somewhere around 9:30, 9:40 in the AM on Tuesday, the 28th of January, 2025. Almost done with the first month of the year already. And we are transitioning now into the 5th of the 7 winter moons, which is Bitakisum, the eagle moon. This is the lunar cycle when the eagles are going to be nesting, laying their eggs and incubating and all of that. Them and the owls are the early nesters. And so this morning I'm with the dogs walking the river bottom upstream from the dog park into the bottom of Cottonwood, looking particularly for potential eagle or owl nests. Just kind of move through the forest a little bit over there this morning and see what we can see. Have been having good eagle spottings here on the river in the mornings, both with the dogs and on my walk and talks. The other day I was out here at Popson with the dogs, and there was an eagle that was trying to get something either at the edge of the water, like on the ice, or just off the ice in the water. It kept coming down like it was gonna grab something, but there wasn't anything I could see on the ice or anything for it to grab. So I'm thinking it might have been a fish or something of that order. But yeah, I was able to get a little footage of that. And then just the other day, Sunday morning, Carol and I met up in Alexander Wilderness Park. And this time of year, there's always a lot of eagles down there. There is a nesting pair down there. But in addition to that nesting pair, there's a lot of eagles just gathered along the river there. And we were able to see some groupings from far away, you know. It's the kind of thing that would be cool to take my kayak through, you know. See how close I can get to those eagles that are on the tree lines there. But yeah, it's eagle time, and it's not about the eagles returning or anything like that. It is about nesting. All of the Blackfoot lunar cycles that have animals or plants involved in their names is about their reproductive time. Okay, that was what was important in the phenology, noting when are the berries ripening of each plant. You know, when does each thing ripen to eat or utilize, and then of course when are the different animals, like the eagles, the frogs, you know, the ducks, when are they doing their thing, laying eggs and incubating. So got a tiny little bit of wind this morning along the river, but it's looking pretty nice. Beautiful view. We'll see if we can spot anything along here worth filming. Nice beaver lodge here, just encased in snow. It's got its own little glacier. Walking here along the exposed rock and mud and fossil beds of the cliff sides, I'm reminded that in this lunar cycle, we're going to have some good above zero stretches. And even today, even this morning, it's probably around zero right now. There's always the possibility that I'll see an active fly or wolf spider making its way around already. Yeah, there's going to be a wake up of insect life as we go into this moon. One of the things that I learned several years back in this very forest down here that I'm going to visit was that if you follow the woodpeckers, this is the lunar cycle when they start going after the what are they called? The beetle grubs, but I'm trying to the poplar borer beetle grubs, and the flathead borer beetle grubs, but more often the poplar borer. But these are big, fat, maggot-looking creatures who are in their second year of larval stage, just about to the surface of the trees that they have developed in, and this is going to be their season as a beetle. They're going to pupate, but they become active right now, you know, as things start warming up, and they start chewing their way toward that surface where they're going to pupate. And on the way, the woodpeckers hear them, go after them, and I'll listen to the woodpeckers and go after them myself, especially if it's like a grounded log that a woodpecker's pulling them out of. You know, I can pull some out myself with my knife, and they taste delish. They taste like candy. You wouldn't believe it, but if you nurse a grub inside the wood of a poplar tree for 2 years, it's a pretty sweet treat. So, kind of sick, but you never know. That's a potential for today too. If we run into any recent woodpecker areas where they've been working, we might check it out ourselves. Who knows? Our first eagle sighting of the morning. This bird came with a raven ahead of it. There's that raven. I don't know if I can catch either of them in the viewfinder here or what, but they're traveling together, a raven and a bald eagle, mature bald eagle. He's checking us out. Yeah, I don't know if I got him there in the viewfinder or not. I have to see on my computer at home. All right, the eagle parted ways with the raven. Interesting. I don't know why Taylor, my Rottweiler, is acting scared of something ahead. What's up, girl? Yeah, something's bothering her. She just gave a huff. Yeah, letting me go ahead. What's up? They're just both hanging behind me. They're scared of something. Kind of wonder if they were scared of that rock. Kind of looked like a person sitting there, and now they seem to be relaxing. That might have been it. You know, seeing that eagle with that raven kind of makes me think that there's the potential. Like, I had heard a rumor that there's an eagle's nest upstream from Popson Park, and seeing the eagle with the raven might not have been traveling with the raven so much as chasing the raven away. It's a possibility up in those cliffs that eagle has a nest, hey, somewhere up there in those cliffs, because I see eagles' nests in trees, but much more often I see them just built on the edges of cliffs and such. So, who knows? Maybe that raven wasn't with him so much as being chased away. Because, of course, the corvids, magpies and ravens and crows and all them guys, they clue right in when there's new eggs. You know, in fact, that's in the beaver bundle opening ceremonies in egg time. There's a crow song that's sung about finding the eggs, and there's an imitation of the crow doing it and coming down and cracking an egg. Hey, and they say that the egg gives you long life, just like buffalo tongue, pemmican, and berry soup. Those are the 4 foods, the long life foods. So the new egg season that's coming here is hugely celebrated in the past with the beaver bundle opening, and it's the true Easter, so to speak, the full moon after the equinox. Yep, it'll be here. Anyway, continue our search. So we're walking along a flood canal, probably the furthest out flood canal from the river, and it stretches from one side of this river bottom to the other. And when we get a big flood, this is all full of water. Okay? This is where you first meet the water coming down here. So the river is actually moving through here basically sometimes. And so that's why you get along the edge of the canal, this is where all the cottonwood is growing, because the floodwaters are important in that process. These trees don't grow without floods, and currently we haven't had floods here for several years. Okay, several years. The last big flood I can remember was probably over a decade ago. You also get here like the diamond willow that you won't find anywhere else. It needs that moisture. It's close to the groundwater here, and this is one of the trees that the sapsuckers rely on. So, you know, it's all connected. If we don't have our floods, we don't have our poplar trees, cottonwood trees, don't have our owl and eagles nesting, don't have our diamond willows, our sapsuckers. You know, a lot of stuff relies on even that little annual movement of water, that one flood or two, you know, that one flood in the rainy moon, in the long rains, early on in the summer. Like we gotta have those. Not every year does it have to be a huge flood, but should be fairly often, you know. That's my memory of even just being here, you know, 30 years or whatever. My memory of, and all the time that I've spent in this coulee, up until the last decade or so, there was way more moisture, way more snow and cold, you know, in the winters, the big floods, all that stuff. Yeah, we'll see how things will change, but things are definitely changing. That's what I'm saying, I guess. Surveying the trees. Walk this path and then kind of cut along the other tree-lined canal toward the river and make our way back home. So historically, or at least over the past 30 years that I've been watching around here, the trees that surround this meadow are usually the ones chosen by large raptors for nesting. We've had red-tailed hawks nest here, Swanson's hawks, great horned owls. I've never seen eagles nest here yet, but I believe they would. This, those tree lines are again following flood canals, and in between those canals, you get these areas that are basically like just meadows in the middle of this surrounding trees, and it's almost like a natural piscine or enclosure that the animals will come to. And a lot of times you'll see deer, herds of deer in here eating. And it seems that even the long brome grass does not conceal very well the rodents, the little rodents movement. So owls and hawks seem to have good luck hunting in here. And this is the place where they put their nests, typically. I'm not seeing any now. Haven't seen any all the way along. We're about to go back to the river now, so I'm kind of losing hope for finding any nests today. Or the nest that somebody reported was down here. But I don't know. I'll keep my eye out anyway as we move along, making our way back. Things are definitely warming up. Would not be surprised if we can find some kind of insect life on the way back, especially now that I'm thinking about it, Isocapnia stoneflies. They should be out on the ice, on the river ice now. So we'll peek around a little bit for some of this stuff. Haven't heard any woodpeckers moving around in here this morning, and haven't seen any evidence of recent poplar borer excavation, so that may be all to come in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, see the tree line, and here's the flood canal right here. Boom, goes this way, just at the edge of the trees. The remains of some dried up diamond willow. Just can't survive so many consecutive years with no flooding. It's all drying up. Those are the willows that are used primarily for making sweat lodges, along with walking sticks and such. Well, the fact that there have been no deer spotted anywhere along our walk yet this morning is significant. It reminds me again that this time of the season, as we enter into this moon, we should still be in deep freeze and with a lot more snowfall than we've had recently. Down here in the coulees, in the forests and such, that snow accumulates a lot more than it does on the uplands, on the prairie. Up there, the Chinook winds, melt it away, blow it away, and leave the plants pretty much exposed. Down here, on the other hand, a lot of the snow gets blown into the coulee, and a lot less of it gets blown out because of all the vegetation. The forest holds that moisture in, going to utilize it. But at the same time, for the deer, they don't like to be down here stuck in all of that snow. They'd rather be up in the exposed. Even the whitetails, who are pretty paranoid, and they like to be in tight brush and stuff most of the time, even they'll leave the forest here and go up on the top to feed on the prairie, or as in today, you'll see them up there, and it's the stubble fields. And this time of year, you'll get herds of hundreds of deer up there together doing this, staying out of the coulee. So that's kind of what I figure is going on. It's so programmed into the deer, whether there's the deep snow or not, they move up there naturally. They've already, estomatum, they fucking embody that history of ecological engagement, such that even if the snow is gone, they're going to still maintain that cycle, which can work against them. If you're not able to change with the change, that can be unfortunate in the natural world. But we'll see how it all plays out. But right now, that's what's happening. Snow or not, to compel them to get out of this area, the deer are up on top working the farm stubble, just like the geese. Getting a little bit of a look at the ice surface here. See if I notice any of those stone flies around, which I don't. Hey, don't go off on that ice. It's not safe. It's not safe right now, you guys. Yeah, no insects so far, which surprises me, because I am plenty of warm, and the surface of the ground is melting, such that I'm slipping around quite a bit on mud as I walk. Yeah, I'm not seeing any stone flies as I look down there. So I may be calling that one a little bit early, but I bet it's going to happen pretty quick. I mean, we are just now moving into this fifth winter moon. Yeah, my battery shit the bed all of a sudden, but I'm sure you got the gist of it. Almost back to Popson Park now. Still no sign of insects. I haven't been climbing up any of the coulees to see if there's eagle nests in the cliffs up there. I think I'll save that for another time, but it's pretty warm. I'm overdressed in a hoodie and well, actually I got like 4 layers on, so I'm overdressed. Ain't that cold. Pretty soon the river ice, if it maintains like this river ice will just break up, which does happen in this lunar cycle typically too. Then going into the duck moon, our next one. Yeah, but I'm surprised, no flies, no spiders, no stone flies. No deer is appropriate. Ice is making sound. It's making a I want to break up sound. It's almost like a stomach gurgling. Stay off the ice, girls. Well, we've arrived back to Popson Park, and the truck is just parked on this end, so it's going to be a wrap for the morning. But it's cool to get out here, especially in this very nice day, and Get at least a couple hours poking around, seeing what's up, seeing what's new, seeing what's the same, seeing what's different. Yeah, that's what it's all about. I love it. I like to do, a couple of these videos a week, actually. Get back to it. Taylor, give the ball back. Come on. No. What's your ball? Hopper, leave her alone. Hey, get out of the way. Hello.